All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Today we got Ryan Whaples, and he's going to talk a little bit about his time in the Army at Fort Bragg, paratrooper. Go ahead,
Yes,
Whaples.
sir. What's going on, buddy? Uh,
Oh, not much.
I thought I was gonna get the huge motherfucking Weibos. Uh,
Uh, yeah, here you
studio audience,
go.
studio audience.
Yeah, heard the
I'm a big deal, dude.
here's motherfucking Whaples.
There you go. I'm a
That
big deal,
better?
dude. I gotta have a grand entrance.
Yeah, you are a
No,
big deal. You're the talk of the town in the day.
yeah, I certainly do some talking throughout the town, anyways.
Yeah,
But that's where the Weibos came from. Get me talking too much and bury myself into a hole. It came from Skibo. You remember
oh
him?
yeah, yep.
Yep. We were
Motherfucking
back when we were in
Whaples,
Haiti.
woo!
Dude, I got I can't even remember what I was getting bitched at that day. But he had me down there doing push ups, smoking the shit out of me, and he's like, "You think this is funny?" I was like, "If I push any further, I'm gonna be pushing the Caribbean back." And he was mad because I kept, you know, how he sounded. Got that heh, 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 heh,
Uh-huh.
big laugh. Weibo.
Yeah. Um, this
That's a long
episode's
time
going to be
ago.
about the Shamuri, the E4 Mafia, the silent, you can't see them. So,
Acquire everything, achieve
acqu-
any task,
that's right. That's why I got
nap
the
on any
nickname
surface.
the Pirate.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have the greatest Samurai in your mind? Who was he and what did they do?
Um, if I had, oh man, there's a lot of good candidates.
Yeah, that could be a lot of episodes.
Well, I mean, I got a couple people in mind. One of them comes to mind is this dude that was in our unit, Harris. I think you were gone before he got there.
No, I
Were
remember
you?
Harris.
Or do you remember him?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were still there. Okay. Yeah, probably Harris. Probably Harris. I had, dude. You want to talk about a second ago? We were talking about you can nap on, any surface. That is a dude that can nap on any surface. Like any freaking surface. I caught him one time. He was in the. I was coming back from lunch in the motor pool, and or no, we were getting ready to leave. We are getting ready to leave for lunch. My bad. So we're gathering up for formation. I'm looking for him because squad leaders asking me where's he at, where's he at. So I'm going looking for him, and I called him and I'm like, hey, where you at? He's like, I'm right down here in the motor pool. I was like, well, where at in the motor pool? I'm in the motor pool. He's like, I'm right here in the middle bay. I was like, where in the middle bay? I'm in the middle bay. No, you're not. He's like, yeah, I'm right here. He pops up out of a freaking cargo crate. He's in there sleeping with a jumpsuit on, covered up in old rags, so that uh freaking Stro didn't see him.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Oh yeah. Yep. Was he from New Jersey or something?
I think so. I think it was. I don't think it was New York. It was definitely Jersey. He's a big
Yeah.
Mets fan and a big
Yeah.
cigarette stealer.
The cigarettes. He liked the cigarettes, that's for sure.
I tried to quit one time, and you
Yep.
know what happened? Uh, I mean, I'm definitely quit now, but when I tried to quit then, while we were in, V-Dub came over and plopped a cigarette in my mouth. He said the army doesn't like quitters. He walked away. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. Well, I guess I'm not quitting today then.
Yep. They have their way of keeping you in the loop.
Oh my gosh, that's what we live off: nicotine and caffeine and hate, right?
Yeah. I, every time I sweat, it smells like that.
Fair, fair enough.
Yeah.
What's the craziest surface you ever napped on? Like, where's the craziest, not surface, but like, where's the craziest place? Like me, the craziest one's probably like a stairwell nap when we were on that 2 weeks, 24 on, 24 off.
Yeah.
every day.
Oh yeah. Motorpool
Yeah, go catch
FTX.
some Z's.
Um, well, besides the uncomfortable fall asleep on the toilet and your legs go to sleep and everything else, uh, that was one of my favorites. But I guess mine would have been on a creeper underneath the Humvee with my arms slung over the drive shaft
That's so funny. That's
with
so
the bay
funny.
doors open, the breeze blowing through. You just racked out.
I was just getting ready to say that too. I used to do the same thing, dude. When you put your hands up over that axle and then interlock your fingers so they don't
Yep.
fall apart.
Yeah. I mean, you can even
Dude,
go
that's
as far
perfect.
as taking 550 cord or a zip tie or whatever. You got a paper clip and hanging wrenches so they dingling underneath there with the breeze.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That's genius, dude. I used to do that all the time. Put like a pair of safety glasses on and like color little eyes on them.
Yeah.
Get some sunglasses on. Anything that works, dude. I used to hop up in the back of them things, the 5 tons, when they had
Mhm.
the cargo carriers or the troop carriers or whatever.
Yep.
They make
With
the
the old
they
bow.
make yeah, on the ground, on the bench, whatever. It don't matter.
Yep.
We had like 10 dudes packed in there on a mission one time. We were out, or it was just some FTX, but not a mission, but it was just some FTX. But we were out in the woods somewhere, and we were waiting. We were supposed to get a call back from headquarters about something. I don't remember what the hell it was, but we're all just sitting there waiting. It's like 10 or 12 dudes in the back of this thing running the whole time. It's like falling asleep on a vibrator.
Nice. I don't know that. I wouldn't know. I got a couple of things.
I wouldn't know about fuck off. I wouldn't know about falling asleep on vibrators either. I'm just saying that's what I would imagine.
You were you were E4 when you got out, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
How long were you E4?
Uh, Probably 2 years. It wasn't
Two
very, wasn't super long.
2 years. I can't. I have to look at my DD214, but I'm pretty sure I made E4 when I left Bragg the first time. Uh, it was 2006. I reenlisted, went to Fort Irwin, and I did 2 years there. That sucked. Reenlisted again, went back to Bragg, finished it up there. So I basically all my time in, I was an E4.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I would say probably out of the almost 8 years, I had a year and a half in, and then I made my E4, and then I kept it.
Yeah. Well, dude, a lot of guys did. A lot of shit. It's a lot of fun being an E4. Like
Yeah,
like that's your last chance to pal around with the Joes and freaking like really be in the loop and having fun and no
my favorite,
responsibilities.
my
No, I'm
favorite,
just kidding.
my favorite thing to do is walk around with a clipboard
Oh, I know.
doing
Pretend.
services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I well, and if you run out of services, then my favorite thing is I used to get a piece of paper and just go walk around real fast. That's the best way to not get called to go
Uh huh.
be voluntold to do something.
Oh yeah.
Look
Hey,
busy.
yep. You got any other points on that paper?
What's that?
See what else, what other points you got on your paper there?
Oh. um, you remember? Oh my goodness, I can't remember what the unit was. Right next to the motor pool we were at. That
The
where they
one
had all those and stuff over there.
was it?
The
Uh
acquiring yard.
oh yeah, where I got the doors and the hoods and the tires from the other Humvees.
Yeah. I swear
I,
it's just a bunch of like old lemon cars over there for us to take parts from.
yeah, it's just salvage yard.
Yeah, absolutely. There was people there trying to fix them all the time, but
Yeah. You just that's why
but
I'm glad you just spray paint a different bumper number on it.
yeah, yeah. And then like when the starter goes out, it's because the starter literally went out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Or
It's somewhere else.
if you don't want to fix that engine, you put a brick on the accelerator until it blows. You remember that one?
No.
I don't remember if it was I think it was a Elm TV, and it was way in the back over where we parked ours and Charlie's stuff. It was in the very back,
Yeah.
and I mean the black smoke was roaring, and it finally went out, and they're like, okay, now we can get a new engine for it because it was
Oh
just
shit.
dog.
Dude, they used to throw so much shit away. Like, we had that 5 ton that burned up. Well, they threw like a grill in the back of it or something at a family mandatory fun day. Remember
Oh,
that?
yep,
It was down near the lake, and they put the hot grill in the back of it and drove off, and the whole fucking thing caught fire.
yeah, yep.
And
I
then the
remember that
BC's
because
like, "Oh yeah, we want to win an award, so we're gonna have them rebuild this truck." It's like the
I think it
fucking
was.
thing caught fire.
I think
You want us to do it in a motor pool?
I think me and Ski were. No, it might not have been Ski. I don't know. We were pounding beers in the toilet at that
Oh
FRG
shit!
down the road there. We were like trying to pregame at the game.
Speaking of pounding beers, what was your first day in the unit like?
Oh yeah. The
Did you
NCOs
get the initiation?
took us to their house and for lunch, and they started pounding beers, and that was the welcome to the 82nd.
Oh shit! Mine was very similar. I got taken down to the barracks back when we were in Mod Village, and went over to. I was roomed up with Green and Fig, and Fig's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you around and show you a bunch of the other guys in the unit, introduce you to some people." And I was like, "All right, man, sounds good." So we went out and rode around for a little bit, talked to a couple people, and came back. And when I got back, Dulcini and Stumpy were there, and I was they were like 15 feet from us. We go walking over to talk to him, and before I got to 10 feet, he already had a beer cracked open. I knew where it was going,
Stumpy
and
always had a
as soon as I
cooler of beer in his truck.
oh dude, that's what they were getting them out of. They had a whole fucking cooler of them right there
Hmm.
in the parking lot, and
Oh
he's
yeah.
like, "Here, you got 60 seconds. Drink this." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I started drinking that, and then they asked me a question. I started talking, and he was like, "Why are you talking? You could be drinking right now." Like, fuck. So I slammed that one, and he gave me another one. He was like, "Oh, here you go. Glad you're finished that one." Dude, I had 3 beers gone in like a minute and a half,
Yeah.
and freaking I was like, all right, dude, before I take another one, I gotta go take a piss real quick. And I walked back to the barracks. So, they were like 50 yards from the parking lot. I mean, it was not very far.
Hmm.
And by the time I got to the front doorstep there, I was hammered, just shit faced. Walking in the bathroom, fucking went to go take a shit, ended up flushing the toilet, turning around and filling it, filling it from the other end.
A good thing you flush first. Sometimes
Yeah, and
some
then
people don't get that option.
fucking Fig comes in again, right? So Fig comes in to check on me like 10 minutes later, and he's like, "Hey, man, you've been in here for a while. Everything good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, everything's fine. I'll be back out in a second." He's like, "Yeah, maybe you ought to stay in here for a little bit."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You think they'll allow that?"
I remember we had a big party at the house one time, and I got I had rum across the tailgate of every kind, and I was drinking every bit of it. I remember, no, I don't remember too much. This is what I've been told. Uh, I was basically blacked out drunk. I threw my cell phone at the pine tree on my way into the house. I knocked
Oh shit!
over or knocked into the knick-knack cabinet of the wives at the time, broke a bunch
Oh,
of
you done
shit.
fucked up there.
I went into our bedroom and our bathroom, and I got in the tub and I was sailing that sucker. I had the curtain going, I had the water flowing. I mean, I was straight pirate, and then I passed out in there,
The
pissed myself,
pirate, man.
the whole thing.
I miss it, dude. I miss seeing you walking around the freaking motor pool with a pirate bandana on and a fucking eye patch because you got remember what was it? You had glass in your eye or something like that.
Yeah, one of the light kits for one of the the GP mediums or whatever. I was
Oh yeah,
closing
yeah,
it and it was broke inside. The glass was broke, so all that glass shot out in my eye, and so I had to go take care of that. And they wasn't going to give me a freaking eye patch, so they just like you probably shouldn't cover it up. I'm like, fuck that. So I got an eye
yeah.
patch
This
and went
is
back
this is
out
a
to the
golden
field all
opportunity.
Percocets.
If anybody was gonna get a patch in the entire freaking unit, I'm so glad that it went to the right person
Yeah,
because you already had the freaking the bandana. All
yeah.
you needed was the freaking was the patch. Did you have that? I think you had that too. The one time I seen you coming out with all them battery terminals.
Oh
Remember?
man, I tell you what, if you ever try to take battery terminals and pack them into a duffel bag, you can only get about a quarter of that bag full before you can't carry it. It's
Bro,
that heavy.
that was one of the funniest memories I have. Was walking back up to the motor pool and I see you like halfway down that lane there from the
Yeah.
parking lot to the motor pool, and you're dragging this duffel bag, and I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" It's like pitch black, like freaking midnight or something. Like, "Hey, what's going on?" You're like, "Oh, nothing much. Just gotta head out here." And I was like, "What are you carrying? You need a hand?" You're like, "Oh no, I'm all right." I'm like, why is it so heavy? It's like so small. It looks like the size of a basketball. He's like, you're like, yeah, they're lead battery terminals. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna ask any more questions. I'm just gonna keep on going here.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a few bucks out of that. I was gonna make sinkers and shit, but for fishing, but I ended up selling it to a scrapper.
The, dude, that would be perfect sinkers.
Oh yeah, melt them
That would be
down.
perfect. I didn't know what the hell you were doing, dude. I was like, oh, apparently somebody's pissed him off. He's gonna go hit him over the head with a fucking bag of battery terminals.
I was making grape shot for my cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
I
do
ended up
you
getting one of those.
what a cannon?
Yeah, a little fucking mini cannon, dude. You put like it's this little powder you put in it, and it mixes with water, creates a gas, and then you hit the fucking sparker, and it'll pop. I mean, it doesn't shoot anything; it just makes a loud noise, but it's still pretty sweet.
I just got a cannon from my father-in-law down the road, and
The big
it
one,
actually, yeah, it's
nice,
pretty big.
dude.
It's a good deck cannon, I would say.
It's a
This is
nice
how much
little
powder,
picnic cannon,
a little one. It shoots
Yeah,
like okay, you can shoot ball hitches out of it, and the amount of powder
nice.
it takes is about a tennis ball size. What we do is we take aluminum foil, because of sparks,
Yeah.
and we fill that up with powder about as much as a tennis ball fill, and then we shove that down in there, and then we ramrod a hole in it and shove a wick down in it and set that sucker off. I got video of it. It's pretty neat. It's
Yeah.
definitely loud.
Yeah, I remember when I was down there and he was shooting the for what was it, like 4th of July or something like that. He was shooting the rags out of
Oh,
there.
were you here for that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
wasn't
a
this
good time.
wasn't this year, not I think it was last year.
Yeah,
But yeah, cuz we were out yo hunting.
that's right. Yep.
Speaking
I
of
got.
sleeping on cots, you remember that time that we were out at the field and um Sergeant E busted in the tent? It's like 20 degrees outside. Everybody's freezing their asses off. It's 20 degrees in North Carolina.
Hmm.
That's fucking negative
That's pretty
14.
cold.
Yeah. And I've been on guard out there for hours and hours and hours. I kept looking at this little tent every now and then. I'm like, man, one of these times I'm gonna come get relieved. I'm gonna be able to go in there, get fucking warm, sit down. I don't give a shit. So I go in there, and to my luck, there's like there's 3 or 4 cots in there, but there was I think it was like 5 people, and everybody was sleeping head to toe, sharing a cot. So it's like, well, fuck. That way nobody had to sleep on the ground, right? So I
Hmm.
go over there and there's one open. I think it was Diaz. I'm almost positive it was Diaz. Which is perfect for me anyways, because Diaz is small, so it's like, all right, well, I can get my big ass on there easy. So but I'm like, as soon as I lay down, dude, like I'm almost asleep, and I hear Sarney come in, and he's got like he looks like he's been fucking hiking Mount Everest, and I'm like, I'm just like, all right, just be quiet. You know he's gonna look for the lowest rank here. You know he's going to, and I had just come in, like I hadn't been in there for too long, and and I was just like, pretend you're asleep. If you're asleep, he ain't gonna wake you up to get you off the cot. Wrong, I was. He like
Uh-huh.
he looked right at me. He was like, "Huevos, I'll be on that cot. You be on the ground."
I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, "Ah, nah, I'm asleep. Just keep pretending you're asleep." And then he's like, "Huevos," and then Diaz like kind of kicked me a little bit because he was like, "Wait," he's like, "Wait, but you gotta go. You gotta get on the." I was like, "Fuck, all right." So, so I fucking got off there, and he went over, grabbed the cot. I'm sitting there sleeping on a fucking molly pack for the rest of the time. I was like, "Fucker."
Mhm.
I
I
was so
got peed
comfortable up
on.
on that thing, dude.
I got
What
peed
was it?
on out in the field one time.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I can't remember if it was the com trailer that was up or something, but it was an expandable trailer or whatever. And that was a night we were drinking moonshine and stuff or some raspberry hooch or something. But
Fuck yeah!
we were all messed up, and it was just a dumb day. We didn't do nothing but sit around all night. And I'm
A
like,
lot of those days.
I'm going to bed. So I jumped underneath of the expandable, and I woke up soaking wet, smelled like pee. I don't know if it was Mata or who, but somebody came out of there and pissed on me, and it was not fun.
It doesn't sound like fun.
No, I mean, if I would have
For-
asked for it, it might have been a different story. But
yeah, yeah, I got peed on. It wasn't a golden shower, Wavos.
yeah, I don't even know the word for it.
Yeah, this was unwanted pee.
Yeah, unwanted. I was violated.
Speaking of unwanted, freaking pee and poop. You remember that time May shit himself running down the freaking road
I don't remember
down
that.
down All American? Or no, that was I think no, I'm sorry, that was a I didn't actually see. I was told about it. That's why I was asking if you remember, because somebody from the unit told me. But I think it might have been when he was in Fox Company. I think Moore told me. Um, but yeah, he was kept telling his NCO, he's like, I got to shit. And he's like, no, screw you. He's like, you freaking make up excuses too much. He's like, you're always talking about, always trying to get out of the run. And he's like, yeah, I know you're bullshitting me. He's like, no, really, I got to shit. And he was like, yeah, whatever. He's like, if you got to go that bad, they got bathrooms on the way. He's like, we're leaving right now. Like, all right. So they go running down the road. He said I made it all the way to All American, and then he said we're just running along, and like the 3 rows behind me just jump up in the air because the fucking log's just sitting in the middle of the road. He shit himself mid run, dude.
Yeah, there's been many times you come out of the wood line with one sock on, but I've never seen anybody shit on the run.
I don't know if I
I,
want to believe it or not. Like, I don't even know if it's physically possible, but it was like I confirmed it when I had talked to May. I confirmed it with him. I mean, it was multiple people that said he did it, but
but
I don't
here's
know,
one
man. It
that
seems
was
sketch. It's still
confirmed.
funny though.
Here's one that was confirmed with an award. The award was a toilet bowl ring, and it was a Galifianakis, no, Jimalakis. They were on that convoy, and
Jingo.
he cut the top of a Gatorade bottle off and shit in it in an LMTV going down the road. And everybody found out about it. And when he got back, they gave him a toilet bowl ring, lid, and all that for an award.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I see. I seen some crazy awards before. Like when remember when Brown got a fucking commander's coin for telling the sergeant major he had a booger in his nose? Because
I don't remember.
yeah, because Sergeant Major Felton, he was walking around like all day long. Like this was for oh my gosh, what's that shit? When we get all dressed up in what's that, FLA, and go marching down All American, or not All American, Long Street.
Was it in May, like for our fun
That's the one
games?
shit May shit on, by the way. It wasn't All American. Can you imagine him
All
shitting on the
American was,
freeway?
yeah.
Shit on the fucking freeway.
Yeah.
No, it was Long Street, but no, it was what did you say?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. All American days.
It might have been, yeah, because I think it was like change of command or something like that
Okay.
for division. I think that's what it was. I don't know. It was one of them things where we had to go marching down Long Street, bayonets and
Mm.
all that, and freaking. So we had stopped because it was hot as shit that day. I think it was like Cat 5, and we all stopped and they're like, all right, chill out for a little bit. We're not ready to go yet. They're not all situated up on the field. So we're all just hanging out there. Me and Brown are sitting next to each other on this curb, and Sergeant Major Felton walks over and like starts chit chatting with us. He's like walking around talking to everybody, and he comes over and starts talking to us, and he's like, Brown goes, Sergeant Major, you know you got a booger. He said, you got a booger up your nose, right? he's like, he's like, what'd you say to me? He goes, yeah, you got booger hanging out your nose. And so he reaches up and he like feels around, he feels the booger and pulls it out. He's like, you know, these motherfuckers been letting me walk around all damn day with this booger up my nose.
Out fucking
He's like,
standing.
yeah. He's like, you're the only one that said anything. Here, I want you to have this. And he pulled out a commander's coin and gave it to him.
I swear, sometimes you can get the best stuff for doing nothing.
Yeah,
Speaking
dude,
of,
it's
you gotta. All right, I know everybody has these stories. What are some of the best ones that you've done or seen done with, you know, getting mice to feed the golden griffin, or exhaust samples and grid squares?
it's gotta be Fink. Fink takes the cake for that one when he grabbed the exhaust sample in a
That guy was
freaking
scary.
like, dude, grabbed Sergeant G Gutierrez. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep, he got Fink to grab. It was either him or Jenkins, sergeant type. I can't remember which one, but they got him to go and grab it was like a 30-gallon trash bag and stand at the back of the Humvee while he revved the engine up. And then he was like, "All right, seal it quick." So freaking, they had him, they had him tie it off, and then they said, "You got to keep that circulating." So they had him swinging it around and around on the side, like just fucking twirling it. And they were like, "Go ask Sergeant Wilson inside for a red tag." It was either Wilson or Navarez. I don't know. I can't remember which one. But they were like, he was like, "Go ask him for a red tag because that's got to be shipped off for a sample." And so so Fink goes running back to the motor pool, swinging his 30-gallon trash bag of air, just twirling it around, and runs inside to Sergeant Wilson. He's like, "Hey, Sergeant!" It stands in parade rest with his fucking trash bag filled with air. He's like, I need a red tag right now." He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Get the fuck out of my office."
Yeah, Wilson wasn't the one that would play along with it. He'd usually say that or point him to a different direction, but Navarez would definitely mess with him. I would always send
Well,
people to
Navarez would
Chief.
definitely mess with him.
Yep, I would always send them right to Chief's office. Hey, get some batteries for these chem lights or something. Get some spark
Tingler,
plugs for this Humvee. Chief,
Chief
what?
Tingler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that guy shamming one time.
Well, it's a chief,
Coming back,
dude. They,
I know,
think
but I know, but
they
it
get
was.
paid more than we did, but
Oh
they are the
yeah, I
best
shouldn't say.
scammers.
I shouldn't say shamming because I should say I caught him working one time, but
Yeah, there you go.
I caught him doing what he does. but but no, freaking, it was on that same 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or whatever it was, that when we were down at the motor pool,
Hmm.
or 24 on, yeah, whatever it was.
Did you drink any of that mushroom tea?
No,
Oh
no,
yeah,
I heard
it was
about it,
good.
but
That's when I was sleeping in a hammock up in the loft up by the lockers.
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. This pirate sleeps
It,
in a hammock, not on a cot.
you know how I caught him shamming though?
What's that?
Because I was on the way to sham. It was like a mutual respect thing. Because like, I guess the sergeant,
Like
now
a
obviously
secret
the
look.
sergeant major ain't telling him shit, but still, I guess the sergeant major and the BC and all them had put out that they, if we were going to be there in the motor pool, because we had to skip out on the FTX for that. I don't know if you
Hmm.
remember, but we had to skip out on the FTX for that. So they were pissed and they were like, well, fine, if y'all are going to stay at the motor pool, if everybody's got to stay at the motor pool, then everybody's got to stay at the motor pool because an FTX is an FTX. He's like, if we got to stay out here, y'all got to stay there.
Yep.
So like nobody was allowed to go to the PX or none of that shit, even though we did. And freaking, it was like, dude, it was like 11 o'clock at night one night or something. It was sometime late, and I would go walking out to the parking lot. I snuck around the back, and I go hop in the car. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna go home and see the wife and kids real quick, and for a couple hours, whatever I can, because at least the wife was still up. I couldn't see the boys yet, but so I'm in the car and I go start to leave, and I see Chief Tingler pulling in, wiping his eyes and shit, and and he's like, hey, what's going on, man? I just kind of gave him a wave, and on we went. But he knew what I was doing. I knew what he was doing. It was kind of like I didn't see anything if you didn't.
Hmm.
No, no, I didn't see nothing. I'm going home. And then they canceled the. It must have been. I think there were two events, wasn't it? It was like one time was like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. There was another time where it was 24 on, 24 off. Because I remember the when we were doing the 24 on, 24 off. I'm the one that got that stopped because I got in an accident on the way home. You remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
Fell
I
asleep at
think
the
I
wheel
was
because
guarding toolboxes that day or that
I
night
was.
or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking. I came. I was on the way home. I was like 2 minutes from the house, and freaking. I don't know what happened. I just remember waking up and the car was bouncing in front of me, and I was like, I think I had crashed off the caffeine, and was just
Yeah.
like I couldn't hold it together anymore, and I fought it the whole way home. Finally, like 2 minutes away, like I said, no, nobody got hurt. Nobody, no property damage, nothing. Thank God. It was just it was like 30 miles an hour off on a side road. But I came back and Gray walked up to me. He's like, "Damn, dude." He's like, "You didn't have to fucking plow your car into a into a ditch to get us off of this." He's like, "I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking one for the team, but
Yeah.
it's
Thanks
like,
a lot, buddy.
yeah,
Battle.
yeah, yeah. Way to hook us up. Way to hook us up."
Oh yeah.
But
Uh, oh
shit
man.
happens.
Got any stories about that Haitian vacation?
Oh my gosh. For some, so
Yeah.
it was
Most
like
people don't even
some
know that I
parts.
was there.
Yeah.
Like my platoon
Oh,
sergeant, every time I'd show back up, he's like, "Where you been?" And I'm like, "You sent me out with these guys."
oh, oh shit. We knew you were there. There were stories going around about you. It was hilarious. I knew you were there. That's why I say vacation for some others, not so much.
Yeah.
Because I met a lot of people. I mean, shit, dude. Even after I got out, I met Marines and Navy guys and stuff like that that were there when we were there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, dude, it was awesome for me. We didn't do anything. We just kind of hung out and we gave obviously delivered aid and whatnot when we were needed, but a majority of guys didn't really have anything to do. And then there was other guys that were just out there doing it, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know I was one of the ones that was out there doing stuff, and I know you were as well because, like I said, we started getting rumors. I remember being down at the port and some guy walk up and go, "Does anybody here know a uh, a Shahan? Goes by the name Shano specialist?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know that guy. I
Yeah,
know
he's
him.
my
I
best
know him.
friend.
I know him pretty well, actually." And I was like, "Why? What happened? What you got to say?" And he's like, "Well, apparently he just fucking smoked somebody." We're like, "What? What just happened?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah. Apparently, fucking, some guy was trying to attack him or something like that, and he shot him." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" I was like, "Well, first off, I was like, is this legit?" He's like, I don't know, man. It's just what I'm hearing. I was like, well, did you hear if he's okay? Is he good? And they're like, yeah, well, he killed them. I was like, yeah, but yeah, there's a fucking reason for that. It could be more, but yeah, there was rumors spreading, dude. And I was like, and of course, my ass is gonna keep feeding him. So like,
Yeah.
I was like, well, he is a bad dude, man. And freaking,
You're
and
you're
like,
probably the
and,
reason why when I finally did get back to the airport, I I mean, it went from everything I killed somebody with a Gerber, you know. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here. I've been over here at the port and I've been, almost I mean, we were driving everywhere. I had that I was driving Chief I can't even remember his name now. I got a
with the
picture of
gold
the
tooth,
window with his name on it. It was Sergeant
the motorpool chief.
Elmore's truck.
Oh,
All right.
you're talking about blonde hair.
Yeah.
The frick. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name either.
Like
He
we
was
went out
Jenkins
looking
too, wasn't
for
he?
yeah, it might be. I'm not
I
for
think he
sure,
was a
but
Jenkins too.
we were out looking for a Ace Hardware store and shit. We were like driving down, driving up into Beverly Hills and along the coast and all the. I mean, I seen a lot of Haiti. I think I even own beach real estate up north. I, I paid for with a MRE and a bottle of water.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gave
so
you
if
the deed for
anybody
their
wants some
house, man.
timeshares, I got a great place. It's crystal clear water. Most of the bodies are probably gone by now, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's really nice.
and the chance of getting murdered is bare minimum
Yeah, I mean, right now it's probably not
for
because
Haiti.
there's more stuff going on. I think they need to send a
Yeah.
few of us down there, the old A team. I guess they got
Yeah, dude.
cannibal gangs down there.
Oh my gosh, they got all
Yeah,
kinds of
it's
shit
a
down
mess
there.
again.
Yeah, of
I don't
course.
know when it's never not been a mess down there.
Yeah, well, it's just like Iraq and Afghanistan. I didn't personally go, but all the guys in our unit that did go, you hear all the stories from them, and they're like, yeah, well, when we were there, it was kind of shit going on all over the place, and then it
Mhm.
seemed like it calmed down a little bit, and now there's shit going on all over the place again.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Yep.
Yeah. Um,
I don't even know how long we've been recording. I didn't check the time. Oh yeah, I guess I got it right here, 37 minutes. But it's my show and I do what I want. You got anything else? This is supposed to be about you.
oh,
I'm
I
bringing
dude.
this show's about bringing military people on and telling their stories.
Oh, well, I thought you were trying to tell like funny stories and
Well, yeah,
just
it
shoot
could
the
be
shit
that.
about the days we were in.
Yeah,
My bad. I missed the assignment.
uh, matter of fact, I even wrote down a little bit in my intro when if I ever get that even posted on here. It's basically listen to the stories of military veterans. We want to hear your funny, heroic, sad, scary, paranormal, supernatural stories. We want to hear your life story. Got any ghost stories?
Um, I don't. I don't have any
Any
ghost stories.
Sasquatches or anything?
I stay away from the ghost stories. I was
Oh,
gonna go
come on.
back to. Well, I don't stay away from the ghost stories. I stay away from the ghosts. I try to not to fuck with anything I can't kill physically.
Yeah, I mean, has anybody tried shooting a ghost?
I mean, I haven't, so I don't know if it would work.
It would make
But
me feel better.
yeah, I just imagine it would go over his head,
Yeah,
or
that's
through it.
probably one of the scariest things because if somebody's breaking in, you can deal with it. But if you can't, if it's a ghost or whatever,
Then
some
he's gonna be
supernatural
breaking into
thing,
that ass.
it's yeah,
It's
it's like
over.
those dreams where you hit somebody, but you can't knock them down. It's like you're ineffective, and that would suck.
Oh my gosh, dude, it would be so fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Like that's the craziest thing about me. Like I I'm not scared of very much physically, but I'm fucking like there's two things I'm like terrified of. Sharks. I don't fuck with sharks. And like paranormal shit. Like I've had people, people, buddies ask me before, like, "Oh man, you want to go down to this haunted house?" No, sir. No, I don't. Nope. We can go do something else though. I ain't going to a fucking haunted house.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
It's haunted for a reason. I'm staying my ass out.
Yeah.
It does seem like it would be fun, but it's like, nah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
But no
Well,
shit, dude. I mean, if you're if you want to get a little bit more more for editing purposes, I got a couple. We can keep bullshitting or whatever. It don't matter.
I think I got 3 hours a month that I can record.
Oh shit. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
and because I'm a broke bitch,
Hey,
and the unlimited hours or
don't be
more hours
broke.
cost a lot more money,
Yeah, I feel you.
and that's even if I'm going to stay on this podcast that I'm on because I don't know. I don't want it to be too difficult if I'm trying to get everybody on here, because that was a pain in the ass to
Yeah.
get you on here.
Well, it was just yeah, but that was mostly my end. Like, I mean,
Oh,
you
it's
did
all your
everything
fault.
right. Yeah, it's all my fault. You did everything right. I I'm just a piece of shit. No, I couldn't get my headphones to work. I don't know what the hell was going on with them, but I couldn't get like anything to work over here. That was 100% my end.
Yeah. Well, once I get this all published and everything, and get them start putting out there, probably on Spotify and whatever else this thing, because I got another thing that posts it to all the platforms. But if you're wanting to get on and contact and be on the show, it's darkfirestudios.show at gmail.com. And hey, Waples, don't you got a little plug you want to put in?
Uh oh,
Your
for my
restaurant.
BBQ. Oh, okay. My bad. I was just
That good
wondering.
food?
Yep, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I got a restaurant down here in Williamsport, Maryland, called Still Smoking Barbecue. We do all kinds of stuff. We got we do smoke all kinds of meats: brisket, chicken, pork,
That you do.
burn ends. We smoke. Our thing is we smoke meat, not meth, and so, so we got lots of good sides and stuff like that, and very very welcoming. It's a small little hole in the shop, so or hole in the shop, hole in the wall, small little hole in the wall shop. So it's not great to bring, um, you know, your whole family reunion along. But if you're passing through and just looking for a good place to stop and eat, we're the place to come to.
And that was a word from our sponsor. not
Where do I send the check to?
not yet, anyways, but maybe soon.
Shit, shit. I'm hoping to get to that point where I can start sponsoring shit.
Yeah,
It's cruising
yeah,
along right now.
that's good that you got a thing going on like that.
Um, yeah, we're doing okay. Oh, I forgot to
And
say we're also on. We got the food truck. We do catering and have DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, all that good stuff.
yeah, and you said you're on Instagram and Facebook or whatever.
Yup, Instagram, Facebook. We've got a TikTok. Um, just search "Still Smoking Barbecue" and you'll find us.
All right, there you go.
Because I don't remember the URLs
All
and
right.
I don't have them standing by and I don't know how to find them.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
not very
no
tech
URLs
savvy.
yet. Yeah, me neither. I need to
I
get a
feel
good
very
tech.
old.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 42 and I'm just trying to start a podcast, but hey, people are doing it, and hopefully this is something people want to hear. Maybe if it's not you, it's the next guy that they want to hear. I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah, probably the next guy.
yeah.
Get that fucking asshole out of here. Taking naps.
Alrighty. Well, that was it for Dark Fire Studio, y'all.
See you, buddy.